got stolen, so I did downgrade.
That's nice.
It's like
Well,
$60.
nice one. I got. We could probably go in this room over here.
All right, sounds
You guys
great.
want to? You guys want to use this room right now? So, guys, this is the prosecuting attorney for Knox City and Starke County. So what's up, guys? You guys been traveling a lot, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you been?
All over the state, brother.
Yeah.
All
Are you guys
over,
from Indiana originally, or?
Yeah, born and raised, and yeah, I was out of Jasper.
Oh,
this is
cool.
where I popped into the game. So, what about yourself? You from around here?
Yeah, Northwest Indiana, region rat.
Okay.
So am I.
So
I'm from Crown Point.
Oh, Hammond.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I live close to Hammond now. Worked in Hammond for a bunch of years. What was your name? Adam?
Matt.
What's your last name?
Poulos.
Okay.
Poulos. I like your shirt, by the way.
Thank you. So do you want to ask him, or do you want?
Yeah.
So-
I just had a question, man. I
Sure.
saw that we're dealing with who is it? Michael.
There's a case against a fellow named Michael Densmore. Have you heard of it? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And he was arrested by his officers named Lionheart. Lionheart.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the deputies from the sheriff's department.
Yes.
The question is if you're the prosecuting attorney, the charges have already been filed on him, and I don't understand how, because the video clearly shows that, the statute says, 3545-1-3 says that you have to engage in tumultuous or loud and erratic behavior and ask to quiet down in order to be arrested for disorderly conduct. He was never loud. He never talked. He was on his own property, and yet this tyrant officer arrested him and said, read the statute.
Can I just address something really quickly? So I don't have access to videos at the time when we're doing PC stuff.
Okay.
It's just...
So you haven't seen the video then?
I haven't personally seen it, but I know there is a video. Everybody's seen it.
Okay.
I just haven't watched it. I wasn't the charging prosecutor at the time.
All
But
right.
just a little bit of insight just to the process, just so when it comes to PC, probable cause arrest, it's a 48-hour window that we have time to file probable cause information. It's always typically done with just the police report that we receive for the case.
Okay.
And I can tell you right now, whenever we do that, we're not working with all the facts at the time. That's just the way it goes.
So you guys reserve the right to then ask to drop the charges if you find necessary.
Yeah, so like, we could get a case where I'm like, oh, I read the report. I'm like, okay, based on probable cause, which is a low bar. It's not beyond a reasonable doubt because it's not going for a conviction or anything like that. It's just probable cause. Like, hey, it's probable that these things happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Based on the events that took place. That's about it. And then a judge. So we don't find probable cause. We file paperwork asking the judge to find probable cause. And if the judge finds probable cause, then probable cause has been found. Now that's not a conviction. It doesn't mean the guy's guilty because, of course, in this country, everybody is perceived to be innocent until proven. Mm-hmm. That bar is a high bar, and it should be a high bar. I
agree,
because that's the whole point of the job.
So, but at this point, basically, I'm kind of getting the impression that you haven't seen the video. Probably the prosecutor hasn't. Is that
no? I believe Ms. Baker probably has at this point.
Okay.
I mean, it's been 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah. It's been about that long, about a week and a half.
Yeah.
Right
so
now.
anything that's going to be, I don't believe he's had it. I don't know if he's had his initial yet. So
I don't think he has.
So as soon as he has,
well, no. As a matter of fact, he was.
Yeah,
he's
set up for pretrial already on August.
Oh, he's set for pretrial.
Yeah, August
okay.
30th,
Right.
and because he doesn't know anything, that's why we're here.
Okay.
He really's kind of
okay. So just a side thing. I can't give you guys any information pertaining to the case just because you're not his attorney, and this isn't my personal.
Right, yeah.
You're not his attorney. You're not a party to the case. I'm not going to discuss any details of the case.
No, we don't.
Now I know you guys have seen the video, so of course you have your own information regarding what took place that night.
Right.
I'm not really going to comment on that because A, I haven't seen the video. B, I was only working with the information we provided, and C, I wasn't the charging attorney at the time. But I mean, I could talk to you guys about the process, but
I'd like to know, when you take a public office like the prosecutor or a deputy prosecutor, do you also, just like a police officer, swear an oath to the Constitution?
Yeah, I have a written oath.
Okay.
Yeah, and then when I'm sworn in front of the judge.
Okay.
And also the swearing in process for when you're licensed under the bar.
Okay.
So I think I was done October 2nd of 2019.
Okay.
When I was officially sworn in as an attorney.
Do you guys try to take those oaths pretty seriously when you take them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be doing this job if I didn't try to take it seriously.
And that's the Constitution is the biggest thing I'd like to see.
Here's
if you did find that the man was just engaging in free speech would you kind of say,
So
like, look, man,
I'm not going to comment to anything regarding to the actual case itself.
Okay.
I understand you're kind of asking a hypothetical,
Right.
but that's pretty much all we do in law school is try to tie hypotheticals onto actual things. I don't really feel comfortable talking about those kind of things just because it's not specific. I don't want to go into what we call hypo hell, where it could be like, well, then what about this?
what
But
if
then
You don't want to do what every single police officer in this continent does.
Well,
Subjective to
I'm
everything.
We understand. I hate going down rabbit holes. I do that enough when I'm on the internet just looking at random stuff.
I got you.
Right.
When I come to work, I try to just work with what I can. But one thing I've always told my dad was, if I'm going to do this job, I have to do it right, or there's no point in doing it at all.
Well, either way,
So
if you do it right and the man gets his charges dismissed, we'll come back and see you and put you on the internet and say you're a great prosecutor. And if he gets charged and he gets convicted of this, we're going to come back and we're going to, do what we need to do to make this city look bad because he didn't do anything.
Listen, I mean, I got no. How do I put this? I got no personal skin in the game.
Right.
In terms of it's not like I have to get person A or person B. I'm just doing the job with the information I have provided. Is that always perfect? No. Anybody who tells you they are perfect is full of crap.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man.
That's just the way it is. But in regards to the actual case itself, right now, I just don't have any information for you.
Okay. Well, I'm really just here, man, because obviously this is my state, and I love to, I love it, and I love the people in it. And when I saw the video, which I would really suggest that you watch, I don't know if you're going to be prosecuting it in court.
Well, okay, so I'll probably watch the video. I want anytime there's anything that I can perceive as being part of something, I try to at least take a look at it. Now, I haven't looked at it now. Not to say I'm not going to look at it in the future, but we're just dealing with the information as we get it. Sometimes that's drip fed. Where
I'll send it through to you. I'm sure your email.
No,
is
we got a copy of it.
You got a copy.
Yeah,
of it?
yeah.
Okay.
We just pulled it straight from YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good.
So
do the officers have body cameras as well here?
At this point in time, no.
Okay.
But there is a body cam program that is going to affect here in the next month or two.
Okay.
I can't tell you for sure.
Do they have,
that's policy for them. I don't really have any control over that policy.
Do they have any dash cameras?
That I am not 100% sure.
Okay.
I don't really know. I don't really, depending on the case, it's just whatever information I get is
you guys kind of get the body or the dash cams depending on the case.
Well, no. That's I don't know if they have dash cams. I don't believe most of our units. I don't believe our units do for the most part.
Okay.
And if they do, I don't know if they have certain activation requirements. Like I know sometimes they'll only kick on if their speed, goes above 60 miles an hour for a potential pursuit or something like that. Right. I don't know if they pick up audio outside of the car or anything like that. So I'm not sure. But that's just because I've only been here a couple of years. I'm not sure. I don't know what the police have all the time. Sometimes.
But a lot of cases don't go to trial where you see all this stuff. So, but man, I'm just really interested in getting all the information that I can because. After you watch the video, and obviously you're the deputy prosecutor, the prosecutor's going to make the executive decision on what's going to happen with this. But it was, it's as my friend here just said, it's basically he wasn't raising his voice or anything, and so that kind of disappoints me because I thought this is like it's supposed to be a conservative state, so I figured, well, maybe they care about the Constitution here, and it just disappointed me.
Just before we go down too far, I understand what you're telling me. At this point, I'm not going to quote unquote take that into consideration because
of course
I understand you're advocating on his behalf, and I got no beef or qualm with that.
I really don't even know the guy. I'm just advocating on behalf of the rights.
Sure, and I get that, but I don't really want to talk about the case.
Okay.
Certain facts or facets of the case just because CYA for me. And protecting his rights, his stuff for privacy regarding the actual case. Yeah,
well, we're gonna get all that in good time when it becomes open to the public. So I guess there's no rush in that, but
and anything that's posted to the CCS, the criminal case criminal case summary, like chronological criminal case summary. Right. That stuff can typically be accessed unless it's a private matter, which certain things are that just can't be posted. Because I don't want to dox people and stuff,
No, of course not.
So, that's at this point it's still super early in the stage. I know people hate hearing that, but we do work.
Tough,
yeah, we work slowly. It's just we work slowly. We're a small office.
Right.
We got a lot of cases. It's just Stuff takes time.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what the outcome of this case is going to be. I can't tell you anything other than that because
I'm not too worried about it. Like, to be honest, I trust that somebody along the line is going to agree with me, and I don't expect you to make a comment, but it's really just it's like tough thinking to yourself, well, I've got criminal charges right now, and resisting an officer is a serious charge.
Oh, don't get me wrong, people disagree with stuff I've done, and I've disagreed with stuff other people. It's the beauty of the world, man. Everybody gets to have an opinion about something.
Exactly.
Whether it's correct or the wrong opinion, it doesn't really matter. Everybody gets to.
Even if it's just downright weird, like, this is America. You got the right to do everything, and I've got the right to not associate with you if I don't like it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's the way I feel as well. So I don't know the guy. I've only talked to him over email like one time,
Sure.
But when I heard about it, and it just seems like it's getting worse and worse because I know people have gotten arrested in surrounding counties simply for being on like a public sidewalk or in a public parking lot, and it's like it's starting to scare me. My own damn country's starting to scare me out here. Feeling like the Chinese are going to start talking about how bad it is in the U.S. here pretty soon. So that's all. I just wanted to ask you a few questions about it. If you can't talk about it, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I just can't. It's a personal, also ethical thing.
Yeah.
Until cases are resolved, I don't like to comment on them.
Right.
But
we've got to ask some questions to some other people who might understand. I mean, who may have actually seen the video and whatnot. So we're going to do that later on.
Can I just ask you? I'm just like curious. Like, so like, how long you guys been doing this for? I'm just curious.
I've been filming for like 2 or 3 years, but this is the first time I've done something like this. I'm not what they're doing is totally different from what I'm doing. I'll be honest with you. I'm just a straight up protester.
Okay.
And I get, I'm tired of the police running this country like they run it, and they don't. They're really nothing. They're beneath us until we break the law, and they need to figure that out. And that's it. And he got, that's why I'm here. Just, it's frustrating. That's why I'm kind of being quiet, because I usually get a little loud and boisterous and cuss. Because that makes me mad. Because I mean, that guy, I'm telling you right now, he got arrested for nothing. I don't care what you or anybody in this place says. It's clearly on video. He's in it. He could have stood up in his front yard and told the cop and cussed everyone he wanted to out. He's in his front yard. He's got freedom of speech behind him, not disorderly conduct. The complainant cannot be the cop. The lady that he was trying to help not get her car searched, she sure wasn't saying he's being disorderly. I want him to go to jail. Mm-hmm. The cop cannot be the complainant. He cannot be, and he was. He made himself the complainant. So if you want to go down the rabbit hole and take that case and do that, then you're the one that's going to end up costing this city
I'd love
money.
to. If you
but
do take
I'm
it,
just
I'd love
being
to.
honest.
Like, after it's all case closed and whatnot, it'd be interesting to hear an opinion from you on what. Because I'm not a legal person, obviously. I've been doing this for 7 months now. So I mean, I know the Constitution, obviously, and I know what I interpret the Constitution to say, but it's always, I talk to like city attorneys and prosecutors all over the state about what they think about certain situations, and it's quite interesting. I call them mental gymnastics, but a lot of people think they make more sense than I do.
There's always going to be variances. I mean, I can guarantee there's probably something you could tell me right now where I'd be like, that's full of shit. He's going to fucking story about. Yeah. Just like if I were to say the same thing, you'd probably be like, this guy's a moron. I can't believe he's even got a job.
Yeah.
So
no, you're right, man. That's the problem, I think, with the whole interpreting the Constitution and all. Like, nobody thinks about what it meant at the writing, and
there's people who make way more money than all of us combined, who've been doing this for way longer than all of us combined, who still make decisions. I mean, there's a reason we still question stuff that has to go to the Supreme Court.
And sometimes their decisions, you're kind of like...
It's the beauty of the country and our, what do they call it, our experiment in democracy.
Well,
yeah. Statement.
Yeah.
So
it was a I don't know when the experiment in democracy started, but it was certainly formed as a republic with pretty heavy checks and balances and whatnot. And I just feel like nowadays it's...
So I know I don't want to be subjective again, but let me ask this. If it proves to be, you get the police report from this officer, and everything that he says on it is a total lie, and the case gets dismissed and he's filed...
I'm not going down that
But what
road.
I'm saying is, what's going to happen for the next time you read a police report from that officer?
I'm just not going to go down that road with you. All right, and that's nothing personal, but
right. No, I get it.
It's a loaded hypothetical.
Right.
I respect the question, though. Right. I'm not going to try to go down and answer those questions.
Right.
It's just...
It's just
And
I don't
but-
envy your situation either because you are in a catch-22.
I'm
Because
not like
Yeah.
I'm not here to argue with you, man.
Right.
I know
No,
you guys just asking me questions.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be some questions I'm just gonna refuse to answer
No, I
because
don't-
I just don't want to answer them. That's all.
and you have that right
And
just
it's
like we do.
Yeah.
And that's
So it's just, I mean, you could ask me all kinds of stuff. Maybe 99% of it I'll answer. And there'll always be that 1% I won't. That question I'm just not going to answer just because. On the base, it's a simple question, but in the answer, it's very complex, convoluted, and it takes a lot of information.
I
to go
understand.
through.
I
And that's
understand.
just
Are you is the court done for today?
as far as I'm aware, in terms of criminal stuff. I know
Okay.
there might be some
I
civil
just don't
stuff.
want to be taking up all your time.
Oh no, I'm good.
So you've been a
Okay.
lawyer for just 3 years?
Yeah, I got past the bar in
That's awesome.
2019.
Heck yeah.
So
That's awesome.
ain't been doing it that long.
What
but
law school did you go to?
I went to Valpo.
Awesome.
I don't
My
even
cousin
know
is
what
a.
it
I'll tell you, I don't want to say it on camera, but my cousin's a highly prominent attorney in Lake County.
Yeah, too.
I'll tell you about it when we're
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
But I mean, I just, yeah, I mean, I really don't have, if you can't talk too much about the case, because I mean, if it was, so if you found there to be a First Amendment violation at all, would you prosecute in any case, not even just in this one, but
I'm not sure I understand.
if an arrest was in violation of the First Amendment, would you prosecute the case?
Prosecute for what, though?
If no matter what it is, if it's like disorderly conduct, if the owner of, or not the owner, but if like a steward of this public building came out and tried to trespass somebody because they were protesting, stuff like that. Like if they were arrested for a First Amendment protected activity in any case, would you try to prosecute said case?
Well, I mean, if it's a First Amendment protected thing already, then I'm not. I guess, okay, so are you. I'm just trying to field the question. So are you asking me if I would prosecute somebody that is doing protected speech?
Yeah, who's actually like,
I'm just trying to figure out
Yeah,
if it's like the horse before the buggy situation, where it's like they were already doing something protected and then they were prosecuted for it, or
so if they were
it was
doing
the
something,
other-
if they were doing something that's protected by the First Amendment, and then they got arrested for it, and obviously, you guys don't see all the information at first, so you charge them.
Oh,
and
well,
then-
so unfortunately, I can't, I reasonably and logically can't answer that question twofold. One, because somebody may believe they're doing something that's protected by the First Amendment,
Right.
and it may not be. Two, until I know what that action is, I can't really prosecute. And
Right.
that's not. You can call me dodging the question. Yeah, I am kind of dodging a little bit, but that's because I don't know the answer.
It's fine, man. I respect it.
And I'm not going to be like, oh, because
Yeah.
I don't know. I really
Right.
don't know. It could be somebody thought they were doing something constitutionally protected and they weren't.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's just like what we just instituted constitutional carry here in the state.
Yeah.
Beforehand it was,
it was unconstitutional.
Yeah,
carry.
it could have been.
You know what I mean?
It could have been, an offense for you to carry a firearm without a license.
we find it is now, right? Because the guy in New York who took his case to Supreme Court, and they said, no, you're.
Which one was that?
I don't remember.
Versa.
It was a recent one.
The most recent decision.
Yeah, it was like it's a.
Oh, yeah, that was
For Second Amendment
for the
protected.
license. Yeah, for the licensing stuff.
To carry.
Yeah, that was a really interesting case. A really interesting one to read.
I didn't really look into it that far. I just thought to myself, well, at least they're kind of protecting some sort of rights, or ruling in favor of those rights, because yeah.
What were your guys? Just your first name, if you don't want to give your
I'm
name.
Mike. My name's
Mike.
My name's Craig.
Craig. Tyler. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Man, we've came to this courthouse before.
Have you?
Yeah, I think.
Was it a couple weeks ago?
I'm thinking it was probably a month ago.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Somebody else came here. That's
Yeah,
kinda-
I was sick with COVID, and they're like, "There's some
Okay.
people in here who are." I'm like, "Well, what are they asking?" They're like, "I think the first one." I was like, "Oh man, nuts! I would love to have been there just
Yeah.
chit chat with you guys, just because
Yeah.
I just find it interesting."
Well, it's good that you're young and you want to, kind of understand that. That's great. I'm happy to hear that.
How long
You
have
know.
you been a prosecutor, man? Ever since you got your bar license?
3 years.
basically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
since I signed on.
Yeah. Good.
My dad is a defense attorney. So
Okay.
He's been doing it for
Yeah.
30 plus.
Wow.
So-
Okay.
Yeah. So both sides of the bar.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
But so So you said you've been doing this 7 years?
No,
so,
no,
so
7 months.
7 months.
Yeah.
So are you an auditor or like what would you consider? I'm just curious because there's a bunch of nomenclature and I'm just sometimes people take offense to that.
I
some
do
other
audit
people don't.
sometimes,
Okay.
but really I just kind of, I mean, when I look at the way the Constitution is, in my opinion, just been twisted and turned, I can't really say that I advocate for the Constitution as people think about it today. So I'm really I just go around and document government and kind of, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sure.
It's quite interesting, you know. I just like to go around and see what they're doing, how they act, you know, if there's any kind of double standards that I can find between what I call them our rulers and, you know, the subjects.
I kind of look at auditing, I put it like this. Auditing is a person who wants to show good and bad.
Sure.
He's trying to, you know, and then he's going to go file a report or complaints and do all that stuff in order to try to get that officer who's not in compliance to get in compliance.
Mm-hmm.
That's what an auditor does, and they are trying to do that. That isn't what I'm doing. I mean, I'm just out there, you know, I'm trying to, when I see somebody get pulled over, I'm on it because whether they deserved it or not, I know that they're going to be violated at some point in that stop. It just happens. I just know it. I've talked to enough people.
I interpret
Right.
it, you know.
So I'm always there, and my videos show that. Like every stop that I stop and pull in, I don't do this like them. This is what they do. I have a full-time job. I have a company, and I just do this because I just enjoy trying to, you know, show people that don't understand that the police are not out here to help us. They're out here to fit their own agenda. And it's that simple, and that's what I'm trying to show people. And it's hard because they're just blind and they don't understand, and they think that, you know, they're out here to protect and serve, and they're not. You know, they're out to harass and collect and not serve and protect.
It's kind of funny because that's what a lot of people say about me. Like I'll go and do what's called a script flip.
Mm-hmm.
So I, you know, kind of just study what cops say during traffic stops. Like, hey, you know, where are you going? Where are you coming from? What were you doing there?
Just throw it right.
Was anybody
back
there
in.
with you? You know, all these kind of nonsensical questions that they ask, and so I kind of go up to the cops and ask that, and there are these people like thousands that will see it, and they'll be like, "Well, you're just harassing that man," and I always point out to them like, "So what about when they come and do it to us? Is that it magically becomes it's not harassment anymore? Like I didn't want anything to do with that cop before he stopped me, and if I didn't stop, some bad was going to happen."
Well, not only that, I tell people all the time, if you find out where I work and you want to, I work at a private business. If you want to stand on the street and film me all day long working, I'm going to come shake your hand. I'm not going to be mad about it. And that's what they say to me all the time. What if they came to work and cussed you out? Come do it.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. You're allowed to do that in this country, and I'm for it.
Yeah.
So to me, you can't. I'm not gonna. I don't argue with people who say that all the time. Like you harass people, and what if they came to your work? Come to my work. You know, if you can find out where I work and you know where I work, come there and protest me. I'm okay with that.
And really, the reason that I do it is just because I think that the government it's nowadays it's kind of overreaching, man. Like I've been prosecuted by the state a few times for various different things that I'm not going to talk about because some of them are still ongoing, but I mean the pettiest crap, dude, and they've done me so bad, and they do it all the time. Like this case, I go around and I advocate for First Amendment freedom of speech rights as well. Like if a cop kind of says something stupid to me, like, you know, for my safety, step back, or for my safety, give me your ID. You know, I let him give him a piece of my mind, and I've never been arrested. But out here, I didn't really say anything to anybody that was out like crazy. So, but I'm about to, you know.
Wait, you don't have a pending case here, do you?
No, not here, no.
Sorry, if you did, I was gonna be like, "Ooh, we need to."
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
No, I don't have any
without you having an
case
attorney or
here.
anything like that.
Luckily, I've not been in Starke County for too long though. I just came here one time. You know, we had a little disagreement with the gentleman out here, the bailiff or court security or whatever, but that got sorted out. But yeah, I was never attacked for my freedom of speech. So hopefully, when the cops, I mean, I understand when a cop does something like that, he's gonna write the police report and request the charges are filed. But hopefully, when we go out and record them, they're not gonna try to tell us to be quiet, because my mouth just freaking moves, dude, all the time. You know, I'm sitting there and cop tells me to be quiet, and I just don't like that. You know,
My first filming experience, I got beat up. That's why I'm like that.
Yeah,
because I can't talk about it. I can't say what county or I can't say anything like that. What police department? Because there's an NDA. But I beat him in a good lawsuit, and I filmed the police officer driving by me at about 85 mile an hour in a 40, with no lights, no sirens, going to his second job. So I pulled over. I was like, I seen it on the internet. I'm going to stop. So I pulled over and asked him I pulled over in the parking lot and asked him, why are you driving so fast? He slams his door in my face. So I went around to get his name and his car number so I go file a complaint that way. And when I came around the corner of the car, he tackled me and beat me up, dude. Took my phone, erased it, whole 9 yards.
I don't have an NDA in this one county, in Lake County, over, what is that, west. Me and Tyler were walking through a public parking lot. These guys come out and they're like, "Man, put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for trespass." And I was like, one, nobody asked me to leave. Two, this is a public place. Like, I'm sure you've read the trespass statute in Indiana. It's like, if you've been asked to leave another person's real property, or if you enter another person's real property, you can be trespassed. But even then, you're served with a warning, verbally or on paper, and then if you come back, then you're like subject to arrest. But these guys took our phones, they took our gimbal. Like, when I said I had to downgrade, I had a much better setup. Took it, man. So, but they haven't filed charges on me. They just threw me in jail, and then
that's what happened to me. I went to jail 2 years, no charges ever filed on it.
And we understand that not every county is like, and even in some counties where they do that, some police officers will not do that kind of stuff. They don't behave that way. But we just go around and show people because, really, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's out of control, dude. Like, I prefer a system where I am kind of in charge of me. Like, 100 years ago when people came to this, even 100 years ago we were getting pretty bad, but 20 years ago or so people came here because they wanted to get away from bad government and come to the land of opportunity where the government wasn't going to restrict you in every way possible. Nowadays you can't even perform a professional massage on somebody without having a license. It's like, what the hell's going on here? And we don't have the right to do anything. It's like they thought it was bad because you had to get permission from the English government to sell tea here. It's like, yeah, you need permission from our government to sell anything here, So I go around and kind of just make people think, show them double standards, and I just kind of advocate for people's rights, really, whether the Constitution recognizes them or not. I don't need a piece of paper to dictate my morals for me. Cool. It's wrong to steal and whatnot, and that's what we do. But yeah, man, we've really got to go and talk to this other guy here real quick, but